Welcome to Cottage Talk. I am Russ Goldman, and this is our preview show of West Brom versus Fulham. Joining me right now is my friend Andy Caulton in New Hampshire, and Andy's going to give us the West Brom perspective on this upcoming match. This is huge, Andy. So listen, first of all, welcome to Cottage Talk. We are broadcasting live on my Twitter account and on the Cottage Talk Facebook page. This will also be a podcast. But when I thought about previewing this match, there's only one person I wanted to contact, and it was you. Great view from New Hampshire. Andy's in New Hampshire. I'm in Massachusetts. We actually are local. So we've been friends for a while, and we actually did a podcast because Andy's originally from Burton, and he actually did a podcast with me about Burton Albion a couple seasons ago.
Sure, yeah.
So, but he's also a huge fan of West Brom. So, Andy, I just want to go to you first. Just give me your initial thoughts on West Brom season before the lockdown. Let's just build up to talking about West Brom. Let's start there. Give me your just overall view of the season before we went into lockdown.
Wow, thanks, Russ. Great to be back on Cottage Talk. Wow, what roller coaster. I mean, we started like a train. Then the train came off its rails in December, January. Couldn't win a game. Then we started winning again, and then we're at the situation where pre-COVID we couldn't score a goal. And between pre-COVID and COVID, 4 games, no goals. We turned that around at Sheffield Wednesday, and we basically, it's been a ride, you know. It's been a complete ride, but fingers crossed, the season is now back on its rails. We've got 10 out of the last 12 points.
Yep.
There's a lot of doom and gloom at West Brom as these teams around us are chasing like crazy. There's a famous horse race called the Grand National.
Right.
I don't know if you know this, Russ. There's a horse called Devon Lock. You know that horse?
No, I don't.
It's owned by the Queen, and it was in the lead. The race is 4.5 miles.
Yep.
And basically, this horse was in the lead. It should have won the race. Collapsed at the finish. And and I've said that for a long time. Either Leeds or West Brom. It's like Devon Lock. Sort of that scenario. Now it's haunting me.
Yeah.
Still, it's in our hands.
Well, listen, everything is in your hands. You control everything, and all Fulham can do in their hands is just keep winning. And that's what's interesting about this, because again, we're going to talk about this in a bit, how important this match is, because I've heard from Fulham supporters, well, if we beat West Brom, we are going to be gifting it to Brentford, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, right. And we'll talk about that in a second, because for me, I just want Fulham to win. I don't want to worry about Brentford. I just have to worry about Fulham. That's just the way I look at it. But what I want to do next is I want to go back and I want to talk about the match. And this seems so long ago, the first time the teams played each other. And honestly, I'm just going to say this. I thought Fulham were the better side at Craven Cottage. You guys got the late goal.
Yeah.
But what were your thoughts about that match when the teams played a little while back?
Well, it seems like 2 seasons ago. It seems forever. Just relief. We didn't play that well. Honestly, Russ, we've played the top 4 teams this year. Top 3 apart from us: Brentford, Leeds, and you. We've not beaten any of you. We've still yet to beat any of those teams.
That's interesting.
And that's true. No, it's absolutely true. I was thinking about it today, looking at the just checking. I knew we had them, but you double check these things. So yeah, we're not. To get a point at Craven Cottage over a 46-game season was a big deal, and you guys were playing really well. And then you had your dip. In all honesty, I thought, Fulham were going to coast into the playoffs at the very least, but now you're charging. Now you got momentum, and I think that's what you need in the playoffs. And that's my fear is that the team that comes third, it's the biggest mental hit I think a team has had in years, to be in that position of strength. And oh my gosh, it's a 4-team, sort of like a scrap. Let's face it.
Absolutely.
And if I was Fulham, I'd be very quietly confident. Back to the game, Fulham played great football. We usually do. We try to, and we did. That game, you're the better team, no doubt. And to get a draw was pretty solid, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, from your perspective, that was a good point. From our perspective, it was 2 points dropped. Obviously, it sounds like you agree with me on that.
typical a draw, isn't it? If you get a late equaliser, it's a win. If you thought, you're the opposite. If you can see, it just does your head. Like, for example, West Brom again, the weekend. We 1-1 was, obviously Blackburn are a good team, but it felt like a loss. We were
right, exactly.
Was really like your game. We were dominant. We were a better team. Couldn't score a second goal, and that puts pressure on you. And you can see, you think, oh my gosh, wasn't a great result. But it was Blackburn away.
It's funny because looking back at it, I guess you could say from a Fulham perspective, it feels like a loss because of that late goal from West Brom. But it was, honestly, and I'm glad that we can talk about this, it was a better performance from Fulham. But that's how football goes sometimes, Andy. And it's funny because Fulham really haven't dropped many points since then. When they go ahead, it's a pretty incredible record. When they score first, they are incredibly difficult to beat. And that's, again, we look at that first goal. If Fulham score that first goal, we're in pretty good shape. All right. Let's
think about, Tuesday. If you score first, that's the biggest test West Brom have had all season. Yeah. I'm saying that now. We need 7 out of 9. We can't afford to lose. And if you can dictate from a leading position, that's massive. I didn't, I like Fulham. I don't follow every trend. So I actually didn't know that bit. So that's fascinating. I hope that knows that. Yeah.
Again, if you go back and you look at the stats, we are incredibly strong once we score the first goal, which again is encouraging. But unfortunately, Fulham don't score a lot of goals, Andy, and that's been a little bit of a conundrum. And we can talk about that when we break down this match. But I want to now talk about since the restart. Okay, I want to get your thoughts about what's been going on. I watched your first match, that draw, and I thought maybe that was a situation with a little rust. Again, all these teams are coming back because you've gone from that to strength. You've, like you said, you've taken so many points since then. You haven't lost, right? Oh, wait a minute. Didn't you?
Brentford, yeah.
I'm sorry. You did lose to Brentford. I shouldn't say that. You did lose to Brentford. Yeah. But beyond that, you've actually gained a lot of points. So talk about the restart.
Well, yeah, you're totally right. I mean, the first game was Birmingham at home, and Birmingham Banks, played solidly. They played a particular shape, didn't concede. We're on this horrible run of not scoring a goal. Then we played Brentford, who I think are just a breath of fresh air. I mean, they are a fantastic team, a great story. And if any neutral, you're going to be a Brentford fan. And I hope, I hate to say, Ross, I hope they get in the Premier League, which means one of our two teams won't be in the Premier League. Truly, you're going to beat us in the playoffs or the way it looks of our teams. But they play just amazing stuff. And
they do.
Quite a few weeks ago, a friend of mine sort of suggested they can't win it out. They can't win every game.
I know.
I looked at the fixture, said they can. They really can. They are that good. And I think, that the summer season, it's a very continental, fluid team.
Yep.
Athletes, young team. They're playing so well. When they played us, first half 1-0 down, real test. Bilic, I didn't feel, brought the right plays on at the right time. We dominated, but it's like 4 quarters football now. And, the 6th, 7th minute, the water break. Someone, Frank, who's an incredible manager, came out there and just tweaked it, changed it, and again controlled it, and won that battle with Bilic. And that 1-0 defeat, set everything up. Right. Without that, a draw would have been perfect for us. It would have been, 5 points clear now.
Right.
Anyway, so since that, we've been on a 4-game run, won 3, and just drew against Blackburn away, 10 points out of 12.
Yep.
Ordinarily, great form. You go, wow, I can't wait to play Fulham now. But hey, you guys won 4 in a row. Yep. I think Brentford won 7 in a row. This is just crazy form, isn't it?
It's crazy. It's crazy, Andy.
But brilliant. The Championship, you're trying to get out of it, but what a division. What do you want? Do you want to struggle in the Premier League or have this amazing sort of narrative of excitement, and drama and new stories, new players, it's just, I've loved the Championship, I've got to say, but I don't want to. You don't want to be in next year, do you?
No, of course not. And I also want to mention this because we were talking about Brentford. I don't want anyone to misunderstand. I can't stand Brentford, but I'm one that will give credit where credit is due. They do play very good football. Can't stand them, but I will give them credit.
Wow.
But Andy, let's talk about this, the importance for both teams. We've already been touching upon it, and this is huge for Fulham. Like I mentioned earlier when we started this, Fulham just need to keep winning and just keep putting the pressure on you. And also, as you talked about, Andy, from a Fulham perspective, even if they don't get the top two, it's about the momentum going into the playoffs if you're playing good football. And even if they don't win automatic promotion, they're probably going to have all kinds of confidence because of just simply winning. So I don't agree with this idea, well, if we win, we help Brentford. So, fine, we help Brentford, but we also help Fulham as well. I definitely disagree with this, but for you, this match is just massive. This can really just set everything off for your automatic promotion. So let's talk about, from a West Brom perspective, what this match means.
Well, the thing is, we now know, there's a line in the sand now. It's 7 points out of 9. Okay. So we need to be a big team. We need that momentum. Like you said, momentum in terms of your playoffs. For us to beat Fulham would set us up 4 points out of 6. Last 2 games, we've got to play QPR at home. We've got to play Huddersfield away. Winnable games. So, yeah, it's definitely momentum. Absolutely. And, you lose. It's now in Brentford's hands. They've just proved it. And their running is not too bad. Really, I think Stoke away will put, bizarrely enough, you think, well, Stoke with their home fans would be more of a challenge, but I still think Stoke away may test Brentford. But we have to get a result. I'd be happy with a draw. I've got to be honest with you. And then going to a defeat would be, but it could easily happen. Fulham are a really good team.
Well, thanks. And obviously so is West Brom. I want to share this comment with you because this goes to us talking about Brentford. Again, not a fan of Brentford, but I want to share this from Ralph Leach. Brentford, Bayern Munich, and Real Madrid, only teams to win every game since restart. I was not aware of that.
Wow. Cool. Well done, Ralph. I had no idea either.
So I'm taking your word on that, Ralph. I'm taking your word on that. I was not aware of that. But that's pretty interesting.
I think it's the only time ever in the history of football, Brentford, Bayern, and Real have been in the same sentence. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Well done, Ralph.
Yeah. Oh, I also want to mention, anyone watching us live, we have a decent amount of people watching us live. Feel free to send us a comment, especially when we get to predictions, because I want people's predictions. Feel free to send us a comment, and I could share like I did with Ralph's there.
Hey,
okay, my friend.
Fulham fans, guess what name's on the back of my shirts?
Okay.
You liked him. You liked him a lot. So
I'm sure they can figure it out. Do you want to turn around briefly to show everyone?
See if someone can work it out.
Okay.
You're the end, sure.
Okay. Take a guess on what shirt Andy's wearing. It does involve Fulham. It's a West Brom shirt, but take a guess who it is, and then we will actually share that at the end of the show. I'm sure people can figure that out.
Yeah.
Okay, Andy, let's now break down this match. Let's start with West Brom. What I like to do is just talk about strengths and weaknesses of your side for Fulham fans that have not watched a lot of West Brom, even lately. Let's go through that from your perspective.
Strengths first?
Yep.
So passing, fluency, attractive play. We have a brilliant technical group of players. I mean, Bilic is recruited, just phenomenal, and easy on the eye. Just great players, I feel. Whether we take a chance, I don't know. I mean, our top scorer has 10 goals, which is remarkable. You think about it, a team that's been in the lead all season. Charlie Aston has 10. Our strength has got to be Mateus Pereira. I mean, he is just as gifted.
I remember him from the first match. Yeah.
Beautiful. It's like Ben Rama. Everything comes through him. And I love Ben Rama as a player. But within Ben Rama, you get, obviously, all manner of sides as well, like with Pereira.
Right.
They fouls a lot. And every foul sometimes is not given, and sometimes fouls that should, there's a chance. Theatrics sometimes occurs, put it that way. But you get that type of player. But Pereira came over to us. I had a year in Germany. Was player of the year in their second division. Was rookie of the year in the Bundesliga. Is Portuguese. The only player who kept him out was Bruno Fernandes at Sporting Lisbon. So we get this kid at 23. and we get him on a loan for a year. Brilliant. Loan system can work so well if you play it right.
Absolutely.
So we went on this loan system. I think it's 4 million, but we had this condition that for just over 8 million, we could buy him if he played a certain amount of games. And now he triggered it. Actually, first game post-COVID. So now he's in our hands, but they're dictating the terms. They want cash in a year, not installments. So here's a joy to watch. Kravinovic from Croatia, another Croatian, obviously with Bilic as well, another very attractive player. We have Grzycki, who's fresh from Hull, Polish international, pacey, wide player, midfield. Took a long time for Bilic to get trust in him. But again, that sort of triumvirate, that talented counter-attacking trio are very good. Fulham, if they score, they're smart to play deep. The more stretched the game is, those boys can exploit the gaps, no question. So, yeah, we'll see the way, often West Brom have lost, conceding early, and their team, their newer team dictates. And so that's certainly my worry. But, yeah, but very easy on the eye. Good, Dara O'Shea, Irish fullback, a young boys playing really well. So overall, yeah, we've got some talented boys. Weaknesses, we'll sometimes get a little bit pedestrian in midfield. Which I said our midfield's fluent, but
right.
Defensively midfield, we can get a bit stagnated. The ball doesn't move as quickly as it could with Soys and Livermore, but those two will start. We are awful on set pieces. Is Mitrovic going to play?
Mitrovic is going to play. Mitrovic came back for the last match. He is through his 3-match ban.
Oh, wow. That we assumed, Mitrovic was going to be missing in action. So
no, Mitrovic is playing.
Yeah, I looking at your, sort of the record and saw his name back. Oh my gosh, he's back. Okay. Yeah, he could well hurt us. So set pieces, we just don't defend well as a team. We don't move well as a team. Sam Johnston, the keeper, has made some amazing saves, but you put the ball in the right area, he just struggle a little bit. So, that to me is an area that Fulham should really work on. In confidence, the first goal, Russ, is huge on Tuesday. Massive.
We've already been talking about that, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I totally agree with you, Andy.
So, we'll see where it goes. But overall, yeah, we have some fantastic talent. It's not your Tony Pulis West Brom. This is more continental. But and the other thing I'm going to say, yeah, the bench, Slavin has to play the bench well. He didn't do well with the bench against Brentford. He bought a very expensive player called Zahor on. It wasn't a good move. He bought a young boy on called Harper at the weekend. He looked a little bit lost. He's not quite there. You could well see Chris Brunt. You really could. Chris Brunt, he's 35. He's leaving the club, but we need an element of control late on in games. So you may well see Brunty. He can still do it. He's a very talented lad. And as a Massachusetts guy, if you don't know, Brunt's cousin is Sean Thornton.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. For those who don't know, in hockey, the guy called an enforcer who basically, helps, he's more skillful players out through a bit of, fisticuffs. And
I remember.
John Thornton is a Bruins legend.
That's so funny. I was not aware of that.
How would you know? I mean, how would you honestly know that? But yeah, he's his cousin. So that's about some weaknesses.
Okay, excellent. Andy, right back to you. Let's talk about key players for West Brom from your perspective. Who has to play well for you to get, like you said, even a draw or potentially win?
Yeah, I think we're both out to win, Russ. I don't think we're going to play for a draw. I don't see that happening. Again, I mean, say names. Pereira's the man. If Pereira plays, and again, depends who you're going to get put on him. Who's your marker? Would it be Arter? Who are you normally going to have marking him? Would it be Arter?
It could be someone like Arter.
Yeah,
maybe Josh Onema, possibly.
Okay, so that guy's role is really, really big, and they're going to.
Or Harrison Reed. It could be any of them. It could actually be Harrison Reed.
Yeah. So yeah, you've got to deploy a good man-to-man marker. If you allow him to dictate, it's going to hurt you. He has more assists than any player in the Championship in the season ever. I mean, he's so creative. He just the vision of the guy. You purr. I mean, it's one of these. Not often in life do you get edgy and say, "Oh my, did he just do that?" like a reverse pass, a blind pass, just astounding sort of interplay, great feet. Stop Pereira, going to pretty, it's a big deal, a really big deal.
Excellent.
I'd say he's the man.
No, that's very good. I'm going to say key players for Fulham. It's very interesting we're talking about this because I'm glad that you talked about Pereira. A player that has been a revelation with us, Andy, that you might not be familiar with. We're talking about players on loan. Harrison Reed from Southampton, central midfielder, has actually really been controlling the play. He has an incredible motor, and he just runs and runs. He's not a big guy, but he controls the play. And what's interesting about him, he's not the same player, but I could see why my co-host has said this, that he reminds him of a Fulham legend and my favorite player, Danny Murphy.
Oh, wow.
Danny Murphy was, I would say Danny Murphy didn't do the running that Harrison Reed does. But if you want to talk about really controlling the play, that's what Harrison Reed does. So for me, he really has to step up. I'm also going to say a key player for Fulham is going to be Tim Ream. And you're probably very familiar with Tim Ream, Andy. And the reason why I'm going to mention him is that lately, well, I could also say this for Hector as well. The two of them have been making mistakes. And the goal differential won't show that how we've been keeping, say, clean sheets, but they are a mistake away, and they cannot afford a mistake against your side. Neither one. And they are both susceptible to that. So, again, if I'm looking at a weakness for Fulham, I would say it would be making that mistake. And those two center backs, they have it in them. Even though Hector has been great, but when he came back from the restart, he hasn't been the same player. I think he's just working himself back into form. But Tim Ream, Andy, and you're going to be very aware of him from the U.S. men's national team. I think he might be near the end of his Fulham career because I don't think he has the legs anymore. Not that he really had them, but I think he's lost another step.
Right. Well, I've got to be honest with you, none of our forwards have a step at all. Austin and Dal Robson-Kanu, they have their strengths, but pace is not something. But again, that's not West Brom. They score through committee. It's the range of scorers and players running in behind the midfield lines that create the goals. For sure. So there's no way West Brom will play with more than one forward. So one of the two centre halves will be have less to do. You have to cover. You have to look out for those players coming in behind. But you can. Okay. I'll be honest, Russ. If you take the lead, do normally Fulham play defensively? Do you normally play?
It's a great question, because I will tell you that there's a term here with Fulham supporters called Parker ball. Parker ball. If you're expecting us to be like we were with under Slavisa, you're not going to see that. Even though we played very well against your side, think of Parker as a player. It's conservative. We're not going to come out all crazy when we come out to the Hawthorns. We're going to be conservative. We're going to feel ourselves into the match. That's how he plays. Now, when we get the lead, except for the last match, he usually goes extremely defensive. He'll put on substitutions where, again, it's mostly defenders. He will do that. But in the last match, for whatever reason, and we were expecting this, I was personally, that he was going to go defensive again against Cardiff. He did the exact opposite. Wow. He didn't go that defensive. He actually made some very good substitutions. But generally, the last 20 minutes, if Fulham are up 1-0, it's nervy times because he'll put on all these defenders and then they're just going to defend, and it's just going to be one team coming at you and they're going to defend. Wow. So what I would like to say is that a big part of me expects if they get ahead that they go even more defensive. And again, this might not be a term that everyone knows from American football, but there's a term called prevent defense.
Yeah.
And that's what Fulham do. That's what Fulham do when they get the lead.
We have no defense, so we don't prevent anything. So, but yeah, it's interesting. He's a great player, Scott Parker, fantastic player. And again, we can't watch everything in the chat. I'm intrigued by that. I assume that one game I saw Fulham, live was, wow, that's the way they are. So that is really, any Baggy fan will be interested by. But it's not a bad template.
Oh, no, it's very different. It's very, it's more, it's funny because I'm sure that many fans of West Brom are, who haven't watched Fulham all season think that we're the Slavisa team, and we are not the Slavisa team.
Okay.
So just to keep that in mind for the West Brom fans that are watching. Andy, I have to share this.
Yeah, calm. You see that?
There you go. There's the guy, and Alf Russell had it too. So we had a few people that answered that they got it right. It was Guerra. So
this is his match shirt. He actually wore this in his last season at West Brom.
That's cool.
Honestly, Fulham fans had it. I got an amazing looking, sort of relationship with West Brom, and I was asked I could have any shirt, a match shirt, in the last 20 years, any player, and it had to be Guerra. I know you love the guy as a team, but West Brom, he's doing great in Hungary, and
that's great.
That life story, I wrote a piece about it, so I should share it with you.
I remember.
Yeah, any Fulham fan. There's a lot of Fulham angles in it. It's not a West Brom story. It's right.
I remember this. I remember you sharing that.
Yeah. So if you want to read, the Guerra's inside story, then I think you'd enjoy it. So
that's great, man.
I like Fulham, and in fact, the Guerra.
I know you do. You've told me that many times.
We share Guerra. You can't get better brotherhood than that.
All right, Andy. Let's move on here and let's talk about this. All right. How does West Brom win this match? And then I'll share how Fulham can win this match.
Well, you've given me a few clues. The central defensively, you're not exactly confident. We've got to move it. We've got to keep possession. We've got to move the ball fast. We've got to get the inside runners. We've got to get options going forward. We've got to score early. We've got to control the game. And again, it's a cliche, just no gaffes. Control Mitrovic. I wouldn't be surprised. Ahmed Agazi was playing really, really well, and he got sent off in the 93rd minute for a stupid, nothing. It's ridiculous. Why would you, put yourself in that situation? We're winning 4-2. I think it's against Hull. Then he missed the last two games. Suspension for one, and then against Blackburn, Bilic didn't choose him. I think he'll choose him. I think he'll put him on Mitrovic. So the Mitrovic versus Agazi, this Egyptian international, is a very good defender.
Interesting.
It's going to be a really big battle, a really big key to the game. I can't see Bartley or Ajayi marking him as well as Agazi. So, it's not just what we can do offensively or attacking-wise. It's how we control your strengths as well. So, it's going to be a great game.
It is. I'm very much excited for this match tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it, Andy. And, it's funny because I'm not going to
I think Russ is gone, obviously. So hopefully he can rejoin the Cottage talk soon. It's been great fun.
Sorry about that, Andy. We lost transmission on my end.
That's cool. That's all right.
That's okay. It's okay. Sorry, everyone. That was a little problem on my end. But let's now transition, and what's great about this is that I can take care of this on the podcast version, so we're okay on that.
Okay.
Again, it's a live show, so sorry about that, everyone. If you're watching live, we actually had some communication problems, but we are back live. So
I hope Russ, it's like your defense. You disappear, like midway through the second half. Hopefully it's a sort of, it's a sign, Russ.
Oh, don't say that, Andy. Okay, now, how does Fulham win this match? And I'm going to mention this because a big talking point is going to be the midfield three. And he has several options here. In the last match, he had Onuma, Arthur, and Harrison Reed. And I think they are pivotal for this match. The question will be, is Tom Kearney fit to play? And if he is, does he come back in and who goes out? Because Josh Onuma has been excellent. Harrison Reed is excellent. So it's going to be interesting to see how this is all handled by Scott Parker. What I wanted to mention to you, someone that made an impact in the last match and could make an argument to potentially start against your side, Stefan Johansson.
Oh,
so
wow.
Let's talk about your thoughts about Johansson, because, again, he was integral in getting Fulham's second goal against Cardiff City. Your thoughts on him?
Well, a shame because there's no fans. You'll get a good reception. I think that he's a good player, but he just flat to deceive, possibly. I felt he deserved more game time than he actually got. He came on, just certain games looked great, but didn't stamp that absolute authority. I wish he'd have played under Bilic. I think he would have done well under Bilic. This team would have suited him better than last year's team.
Yep.
That makes sense, But yeah, he's a quality player, no doubt. And as I say, I had no idea he set up the goal at the weekend for you guys. Yep. So yeah, you never know. There's that horrible sort of repetition of players returning to former grounds and doing something decent. It's well thought of. But honestly, it was like a 7 out of 10.
Oh, good.
I could see him being like an 8 or a 9. He had that ability. I've got to say that.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Okay, excellent. And so I'm just going to share how Fulham win this match is again, controlling the midfield like we're talking about. And it's very simple to say, score the first goal. As you and I have said, Andy, the first goal is going to be massive here. All right, my friend, let's end with talking about our predictions for the match. And if you're watching live, feel free to share your prediction for the match. Andy, I'll go to you first. I have a feeling we're both going to be predicting victories for our own sides, but give me your prediction.
No, I'm not going to win. It's going to be a draw.
Oh!
It's going to be a draw. It's going to be 1-1. Simply, I mean, if it's 1-1, it's still in our hands, and at the start of the season, if we were given this scenario, look, you've got to beat Huddersfield. You've got to beat QPR. You have this squad. It's the best squad in the division, best all-round squad in the division, in my mind, totally.
Yep.
So I'd have taken that, We can't take a defeat. There's no way. I mean, we're going to play to win, but I think Fulham are going to hurt us. I can't see scoring many goals. You'll certainly score at least one. So for me, I think we'll cancel each other out and you move on to game number 45 in this marathon season. That's how I see it going, 1-1.
Okay.
I got it right last time, Russ, remember? So
You did. You got it right. Okay, we're going to end the show with my prediction for the match coming up. Okay, Andy, it's time for my prediction. And I'm going to go for 1-0 to Fulham. They're going to score in the first half. I keep mentioning this player who keeps shooting and doesn't score, but I'm going to say Anthony Knockaert scores a goal. I can't believe we're going to say this because I keep predicting he's going to score. And so I'm going to say Fulham win 1-0.
Okay.
And then and that they go in the second half, play ultra defensive like we've seen before, and that this match is going to probably make me pull out any hair that I have left on my head, Andy.
We've lost a couple of games 1-0 this season in exactly that situation, so it wouldn't be the first time. But I think there's a better chance of you scoring one than us. We're going to score us. I mean, there's too much talent on that pitch. Saying that, we would do it. If or when we're promoted, we need a striker. You put somebody like Dwight Gale on that team, we would have been miles ahead. But hey, it's gone now, But 1-1, Russ, 1-1.
Okay, and I'm going 1-0 to Fulham. Great. Andy, before we go, just tell everyone one last time how they can follow you on Twitter. I've been putting it throughout the show, but I definitely want everyone to follow you on Twitter.
Yeah, well, I'm on Andy from New Hampshire. I just wrote, actually, I do a lot of writing for a website called Over the Bar. And it's not, I can't think of a Fulham connection here, but a very famous World Cup player died at the weekend, a guy called Jack Charlton.
Yes.
Spent the weekend putting a tribute to him out. That's published today.
Oh, that's great.
So yeah, I mean, I think Fulham fans, Baggies fans, any fan, you know, it's that guy's complexity, amazing character, unique. And if there's any Irish Fulham fans, hey, you should read what I wrote. You know, he's an amazing person. So yeah, that's why I write, say, online, and also, yeah, you'll hear me on Sirius Radio.
Yes, I hear you often, Andy.
And so Andy from New Hampshire.
Andy from New Hampshire.
And I hope you make it for him. I really do. You know, let's get in the Premier League together.
Yeah, I would love that. You know, honestly, you and I have talked about this. I predicted Fulham and West Brom at the beginning of the season to win automatic promotion. That's not going to happen because Leeds has that taken care of right now, and I've got my thoughts on Leeds. But beyond that, I would like it to be the three of us. So at this point, so we'll see. I don't want to see Brentford, even though they play good football. I understand what you're saying, just from a personal level. I don't want to see it. But anyways, Andy, it's been great catching up with you. Anyone that's watching, Andy is in New Hampshire. What a view Andy's been giving us throughout this.
Is a horse there? Is she there? I can't see.
No, but it's great. Andy lives in New Hampshire. I live in Massachusetts, and we're also New England Revolution supporters, so that's also the connection as well. But Andy, again, thank you for doing this. But we're going to wrap this up.
One thing before you go, Fulham or West Brom, there's a guy who plays the Revolution called Gustavo Bo.
Yes.
He would be absolutely perfect, both our teams.
Oh, I totally. It's funny that you say that, and I'm sure many Fulham supporters and West Brom fans are not aware of Gustavo Bo. But he could play for either one of our sides.
Yeah, he would. We'd be up with him in the forward line. Super.
You know,
old school Argentinian striker. Just text. You know, he's got everything. Great.
He does. We've seen that, and again with the MLS is back, he showed that again. But this isn't a Revolution show, Andy. I wish we could do a Revolution show, but let's wrap up our preview of Fulham and West Brom. For Andy Caulton, I'm Russ Goldman. Thank you as always for watching and listening to Cottage Talk.
Come on, you Baggies.